Tonight, a story has broken in the New York Times, and it has broken since I have been on the air, and so I'm not fully read in on this, but I know that you've at least seen the headline, and I want to ask you just for your reaction to this. It's a pretty shocking story. The headline is Musk, meaning Elon Musk, set to get access to top secret U.S. plan for potential war with China. The lead is this. The Pentagon is scheduled tomorrow, Friday, to brief Elon Musk on the U.S. military's plan for any war that might break out with China. One official confirming to the Times that Musk is to be at the Pentagon on Friday, but offering no details. Mr. Musk, of course, has extensive financial interests in China, and so this, I think, is raising lots of alarm bells for a lot of different people. The Pentagon's war plans, known in military jargon as O plans or operational plans, are among the military's most closely guarded secrets. If a foreign country was to learn how the U.S. planned to fight a war against them, it could reinforce its defenses and address its weaknesses, making the plans.
The Donald Trump-Elon Musk administration hit its highest level of corruption and criminality last night when the New York Times reported that Elon Musk would be receiving top-secret military briefings on a potential war with China. Now, of course, Elon Musk has his biggest Tesla factory in China. He does most of his business selling Teslas in China, and he has connections within their government that we don't know about, because he refuses to disclose them like any government employee would, because he's the co-president and can do whatever he wants. Now, of course, this is maybe the scariest thing that has happened in the Trump administration, and Democrats, specifically Tim Walz, were quick to call it out. And Donald Trump was not happy about that, melting down on Truth Social, and we are going to get into it. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, before we can get into Trump's meltdown, of course, let's listen to Tim Walz.
Governor, since we've been on the air tonight, a story has broken in the New York Times, and it has broken since I have been on the air, and so I'm not fully read in on this, but I know that you've at least seen the headline, and I want to ask you just for your reaction to this. It's a pretty shocking story. The headline is Musk, meaning Elon Musk, set to get access to top secret U.S. plan for potential war with China. The lead is this. The Pentagon is scheduled tomorrow, Friday, to brief Elon Musk on the U.S. military's plan for any war that might break out with China. One official confirming to the Times that Musk is to be at the Pentagon on Friday, but offering no details. Mr. Musk, of course, has extensive financial interests in China, and so this, I think, is raising lots of alarm bells for a lot of different people. The Pentagon's war plans, known in military jargon as O plans or operational plans, are among the military's most closely guarded secrets. If a foreign country was to learn how the U.S. planned to fight a war against them, it could reinforce its defenses and address its weaknesses, making the plans far less likely to succeed. The top secret briefing for the China war plan has 20 to 30 slides that lay out how the U.S. would fight such a conflict. It covers various options on what Chinese targets the U.S. could hit over what time period. And these would be the options that would be presented to Mr. Trump for decisions. For some reason, they've decided to show Elon Musk this level of detail about a potential war with China while he operates the largest car factory, I believe, in China, and has immense financial interest in that country and contacts with that country's government that he has not disclosed to the U.S. as part of maintaining his security clearance. I just got to get your reaction to that, sir.
Well, speechless would be the word. I don't know how to convey. I don't possess the language ability to convey how far out of the norm this is. Like nothing that people listening, like, look, this is those of us who served, the background checks from the FBI, just to receive clearance as an artillery enlisted soldier was extensive to get that background. And then the level of information that you can get, or as a member of Congress, to be able to have access to this type of information. These are closely guarded secrets because our national and our global defense depends upon them. And once again, we have this, I don't know, the character, the world's richest man with the world's most fragile ego. And I don't understand where the Republicans, where are Lindsey Grahams, where are these people who know how this works to not be terrified of where this is at? And again, seeing the Commerce Secretary today tell people to go buy a specific stock, in not jesting, not in that. And look, I have to be very careful because I'll be candid. I think this guy is deeply damaged, a buffoon, but I also don't want to elevate him. He is unelected. He does not know how this stuff works. And Donald Trump is being reckless with the most sensitive data. So I want to try and provide some assurance to the American people. But I also think our leadership needs to be very clear about not sugarcoating this. And Donald Trump obviously disrespects the American public. He thinks they're not smart enough to understand this and doesn't care. I do believe the American public knows. And I do believe when they see stories like this, that this is why these town halls are growing so big. This is why folks are starting to question. And what I truly worry that I get sucked into, too, is they throw so much at it. This is the stuff that you should watch. This is the disappearing people, sharing our most guarded secrets on global conflict with a truly unstable private citizen who has no authority and appears to not care. So, yeah, I would just say this is chilling. I'm hoping that the resistance, and right now the resistance has to be in the Senate. Republican senators need to put a stop to this and pull this back.
Now, as you might have seen last night or early this morning, I immediately made a video covering this breaking news. And I was terrified. I still am. This is possibly the most dangerous thing that the Trump administration has done. This is sensitive information that Elon Musk will happily sell to benefit his bottom line. This not only puts the U.S. in danger, but the entirety of the globe. And Tim Walz was right to call out the Republicans, who claim to care about our national security, but are doing squat about it. They do not care, obviously, and Donald Trump does not care, obviously. What he does care about is the bad press, though, which is the reason he responded like this on Truth Social. Trump wrote, "The fake news is at it again. This time, the failing New York Times. They said incorrectly that Elon Musk is going to the Pentagon tomorrow to be briefed on any potential war with China. How ridiculous. China will not even be mentioned or discussed. How disgraceful is it that the discredited media can make up such lies? Anyway, the story is completely untrue. I said this last night, and I will say it again. Whenever Donald Trump is especially frantic and panicked, defending himself, calling it untrue, and saying the media is lying, you know that he's lying. The amount of times that Donald Trump says the story is fake, untrue, or false is directly correlated with how much more likely it is that the story is actually true. That's just Donald Trump. That is not, of course, what they are going to be teaching now that the Department of Education is going to be destroyed by Donald Trump. But that's the Trump math of it all. He is allowing Elon to act in whatever corrupt, and at this point, verging on criminal, ways he wants. Of course, in all the other instances, we've already confirmed it's criminal. Elon is quite literally violating the Constitution in his attempt to shut down USAID, which thankfully failed. But if, in this moment, you are thinking, what is anyone doing to fight back? I feel the same. I feel like there is too much sitting on hands from elected Democrats who are not stepping up to meet this moment. Now, sure, there are some who are Tim Walz, Bernie Sanders, AOC, Chris Murphy, Jasmine Crockett, people who are calling this out. But it feels like it's largely either being debated in the court of public opinion or in the courts themselves, and we are actually winning in the courts. Sometimes it feels few and far between, but there are real victories coming. And someone who made me feel a little bit better with the way she was talking about fighting back in court was Attorney General Letitia James in this clip right here.
But you know firsthand how that can be a little iffy proposition at times. So what the attorneys generals are doing across the country says a lot. What are you specifically doing to fight back against what seemingly is an assault, a full frontal assault on our democratic norms and institutions?
Well, thank you, Michael, for having me on. Let me just tell you that the attorneys general, Democratic attorneys general, we're winning. We have been filing cases from day one. In fact, the first case that we filed within 48 hours of the birthright citizenship ban was from attorneys general. And we've been winning ever since, getting temporary restraining orders and getting preliminary injunctions on a wide range of issues. And we are prepared also to file an action against the dismantling of the Department of Education. I'm here in Minneapolis today, Minnesota, to talk about the harms and to talk about the impact of these executive orders on everyday Americans. This is not what Americans voted for. What they voted for was a government that would not be contemptuous of government, a government which has laid off thousands of individuals who serve government each and every day. We are concerned about veterans. We are concerned about law enforcement grants that have been discontinued. We're concerned about the privatization of Social Security and offices being shut. We are concerned about seniors and Meals on Wheels. We are concerned about so many issues, and that's why we are here and holding town hall meetings all across America. This is the second town hall that we've held. The first one was sponsored by Attorney General Chris Mays in Arizona. We are here today in Minnesota with Attorney General Ellison. We will be heading to Colorado soon, and then to Vermont, and then ultimately to New York to hold town hall meetings about the impact of executive orders on everyday Americans. We're standing up, we're fighting back. We're not only using the rule of law, but we're also standing up because we want to make sure that Americans are included in this and that we use them as part of our evidence and in our declarations as part of our cases.
How has the response been for the town halls that you've had so far? The crowds, the energy expressed at what they're hearing from the AGs. What are people out there feeling and thinking right now, and how specifically is that connecting, or are you connecting with that feeling?
So Americans want to know that their elected officials are fighting back, that they're standing up, that they're not going to sit idly by and allow the Constitution, to be ignored, that the rule of law will be followed, that we will follow the Constitution, that we will stand up for the countless number of individuals who work for government each and every day only to serve Americans. It's important that individuals know that they have authentic leaders in the Democratic attorneys general who are each and every day, again, defending the rule of law and responding to these executive orders. And it's important that individuals understand that we are winning. And so the response has been overwhelmingly. Everywhere I have gone, we have gotten standing ovations. Again, because we're not going to sit idly by and allow the President of the United States to basically ignore the rule of law with the stroke of a pen, and to ignore Congress, to minimize Congress, to neuter Congress. Someone's got to stand up, and it's Democratic attorneys general. We did it before, we're going to do it again, and we're not afraid. And the only way that we can do it is to join with Americans across this nation, standing up and fighting back and defending our democracy, and not having individuals who are contemptuous of government, and recognizing that government is a force for good. Seniors need their Social Security. Individuals need Medicaid. People need government. And we all obviously do not want a bloated government, but you have to do it consistent with the rule of law and not with the stroke of a Sharpie.
We are actually winning these battles in court. What Donald Trump and Elon Musk want to do is quickly break things, whether it be USAID, Social Security, Medicaid, or any other agency they can go after. Any government service that they can attack, they want to quickly break it and then debate its use in the court of public opinion before the courts can actually address the matter. They want to say that government doesn't work. They want to say that it is full of waste, fraud, and abuse. They want to claim that it is completely corrupt, when, in fact, they are the ones corrupting it. But we can fight back. And the courts are certainly doing that. We just have to hold our ground as much as we possibly can and message against them. And we're doing that on this show every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and if you stuck around to the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you.